got a gun on my load. Should I have this close like this?
What's up? What's up?
Barry White voice.
Appreciate it.
Oh, Isaac Hayes ass nigga.
Oh, we're recording this too, huh?
Check, check, check.
Oh, no, it's a check. That would have been good.
You should keep it.
Oh,
man. Yo, keep all that. That was funny.
Check, check, mic check, 1, 2. 1, 2. Yo, 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 we up in here. Don't get emotional, episode 33.
Yeah, keep that. Yo, keep all that.
Something like that.
Scottie Pippen.
31, buddy.
Right? Oh, no,
31?
no. I'm
yeah.
yeah. That's Reggie Miller.
Episode 31. We here for Don't Get Emotional. Emotional is not the thing to be. We're gonna hear some good old Dante clashes, huh? Switch, right.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, switch sides?
Them too?
Oh, okay, I'll switch sides.
Oh.
Right. You go high, I go low. How about now? Episode 31. We're gonna get them Dante cliches today.
Listen, this is not Clash. This is
No, I'm saying the cliches.
This is get, you always gonna get a cliche.
Hey. When emotion is high, logic is low. What else did dude always say? What else? Tommy, there's certain things you. Oh, Dante, my bad. Certain things you say a lot.
Bourgeois.
The fact of the matter, you say that like 5 times on any show. 5 times. What else? Oh, fact of the matter. That's his thing.
Listen, we keep it all of this. Keep all of that, yo. That was a sound check, people.
All right.
But listen, you already know who's in the building.
Straight up.
Listen, we don't even need an introduction. This is Am I My Brother's Keeper? And yes, I am. Of course, I am. So number 1's gonna be Am I My Brother's Keeper? Number 2 is gonna be Yes, I am. We got Flizz in our building. Our artist named Flizz.
An artist named Flizz. All that, you can't cut none of it.
All right.
All that and then some.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Wolfman Productions.
All right, so while we was outside, Flizz said, depending on the vibe, okay, Flizz, right? I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yep.
Listen, this is not Clash.
Okay.
We're a healing solution conversation. When anyone come in this room, it's their room. You see how the lights get low? Purple.
All right.
Barney. We want people to know who are we talking to and what made this person who they are. I was waiting for the right time. You're actually the second half. You're the start of the second half of what we're doing with our show. So what it is about whatever you want to talk, whatever you want the people to know about you.
Okay.
That's what you talk about. If anybody got any questions, like CJ might have a question, because right now I'm gonna start off with, he loved your song Deja Vu. Loves it.
Thank you, CJ.
Yeah, appreciate it, no doubt, man.
Thank you. That song goes back. That's an oldie but goodie.
Yeah, but when you guys performed at you guys had it at a DJ Craze's event.
Yeah.
I'm like, this beat, it's all right. And then you come off just like, with this energy just rip. You all right? All right, my fault. But yeah, you you just came off just just hitting on every stride, just ripping. I was like, man, I never heard this before and everything. And I believe Dante had a second. Yeah, Dante did have a second part.
Yeah,
then I'll go back to, and I see Charles back there. Shout out to Charles. I said, Charles, you heard this? He said, I ain't heard this. I'm like, yo, why they keep this in the chamber? Y'all been hiding out. But the thing is, like you said, it's way back then. And then, I'm on your YouTube page now giving you views on that. I was listening to that just yesterday when I finished talking to Dante, man. Yeah, it's just, man, when y'all get a chance, man, an artist named Flizz, Deja Vu, featuring Dante. Just check it out. Just, vibe out to it. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
No, the problem is, like, I do so many songs. I get that all the time. Like, why don't you do this? And it's just like, all right, which ones do you pick? Matter of fact, in the parking lot when we were just outside, I've been practicing older songs because I plan for the next few shows to, all right, let's do some of these oldies but goodies, like, and songs that I never performed. Like, why didn't I perform this? And I do understand my issue is I make too much music, and it's like on to the next. I didn't marinate on what was crazy for that last joint, on to the next, but
Yeah. So, question for both y'all, right? So, when somebody comes to you and said, how can an artist make too much music? How would you take that? You know, if somebody came at you, you know, with that type of question, oh, you're an artist, you know, you can do music anytime in your sleep. But how does it, like when somebody says, oh, how can you make too much music?
How would I react?
Yeah. How would you take that? Or what would you like?
I wouldn't take it personal, because I do believe that you can, as far as how I do it, I do a lot of music and I can't get it all out there.
Okay.
You know, as far as like singularly, I'd have to be dropping like a song like every week. You know, just even on Spotify right now, I got 110 songs. And that's not even like, that's like a quarter of the albums I dropped, never mind features and everything. So how do you drop like something like close to 1,000 songs and just keep, you know, and keep people like, you know. So when people do ask me that, the only thing I can reply is I do it differently. Like on this song, I'll be hip hop. On this song, I'll be blah, blah, blah. So hopefully I attack multiple genres. You know what I mean? It's not just, oh, hip hop likes an artist named Flizz. It's like, nah, you know what I mean? I got this for the hip hop heads. I stream it with them. But for this one, I got a pop song. You know, some Katy Perry fans might like this or whatever the hell. You know what I mean?
That's what's so good.
So that's kind of my strategy, is to put everything out that sounds different and have different, and it's been working. So.
Yeah, that definitely. So the man's been working, people. So let me ask you a question going back. When did you first pick up a mic? Or two questions. When did you first pick up a mic, and who or what inspired you to start doing music, rapping?
I was somewhere in the 10-year-old realm, where my sister, April Wiggins, shout out to April Wiggins and my whole family. She had, at the time, her best friend's name was Kiba. I don't know if y'all gonna watch this. What up? Shout out to Kiba and her little sister Barbie Williams.
Send it to him.
You know, they're on my Facebook. So if this is like, you know, they'll probably see it. So I want to shout them out.
Definitely.
But I was around 10, and I remember Kiba, my sister's friend, was rapping. We was in my sister's car, something like that, and she put in a cassette that she dubbed in her rapping over a beat. From that, I was like, oh, that's fly. Like yo, I want to do that. Even at that age, I want to do that. So you know, at that age, you have no life like experiences. You have no real skills, so you're biting. You're just whatever you hear. Like at that time, it could have been Run DMC or somebody. So you kind of emulate them.
All right.
And yeah, so as I kept getting older, you know, then here comes high school. Started like kind of rapping, thinking I'm nice. You know, I wasn't.
Okay.
You know, like now I can look back at some of that. I thought I was nice, but
think about it. You gonna look at it back and say, but you knew how to put words together. You just do it better now than you did before.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yep. So I hope that answers your question. I first started touching like rap around 10 just to play with it. And then in high school, I remember the first time I rapped in front of people was in summer school.
Okay.
I caught summer school for one of my biology classes, and which is crazy because I must have been slacking that year. Those are my subjects that I'm the at, you know?
I hear you.
But I pretty much wrote a rap on the digestive system from top to bottom and rapped it out in front of the class in summer school. That was my first like, oh, all right.
All right. Wow. All right. Yeah. Cool. And so high school, you know, pump up a little bit.
Central High.
the Knights. Y'all met in high school? Y'all, you know, how'd you?
Nah, we come later.
All right, y'all come later. All right, you come later. All right.
Yeah,
all
we
right.
went to two different. We actually went to opposing high schools.
Sure. Yeah, my fault. You did go to Hope. All right, got you. Any MCs you looked up to? You know, anything like any artists you looked up to really? Or?
Oh, at that time, everybody. Okay. Anybody who was a rapper on TV or on the radio, you was my idol. Like in the mid 80s, it'd be like, yo, the Fat Boys, Run DMC, all them, like Melly Mel, like everybody who rapped was nice. I didn't develop a sense till I got older of, no, this isn't nice, you know, or I just like you just because you rap, you know.
Okay.
You know, as you get older, you can like kind of differentiate. Oh, this song ain't that hot.
Oh, gotcha.
You know, so at that time, everybody, even like I always put this in every interview or whatever question.
Yeah.
In 1989, 90, I was the biggest Fresh Prince fan on the fucking planet. Like I loved Will Smith in the Fresh Prince era. Even when it wasn't cool to, I saw art in this man's like the way he would. It's out of the ordinary. It's rather extraordinary. So your bust commentary, your literary genius, and the words he was using in the bounce. You see that flow. and a superior beat creator have come together. And we made a musical lemon. And I was like, oh, shoot, this dude is nasty. But he just wasn't tough. So, you know, at that time, if you're not tough, you're whack to a lot of people.
Okay.
But I was the biggest Will Smith fan because I recognized his rhythms, his cadence, his artistry on it was nasty.
Okay, much respect. And I'm glad you said the Fat Boy. Shout out to Buffy. That was my favorite beatboxer of all time. I know people got the Dougie Freshers and everything and Rozelle, but you know I'm a big Buffy guy and everything. So I got you. And back to your name, you said and it's an artist named Flizz. You touched on something. You say you my Katy Perry fan. So you're not strictly hip hop. You touch on different genres and everything. What got you? What had you come out of that room to go maybe, you know, this room, that room, like to jump in like different genres and everything?
There's a bunch of ways to answer that because the first way I can say is hip hop was too safe. And I was doing it for years and it became too easy in a sense. Like we're here in the Boiler Room studio. Merc can attest to, I'll write a song right here. Like how many songs have I written? Like that means it's becoming too easy to just write hot lyrics and float, you know, to, all right, the beat is hot, the lyrics is hot, let's make it work. I'm pretty good at that. So I'm like, you start getting bored. But then if you want to keep it like honest with yourself, I wasn't, again, I'll bring Merc into this. Merc, I don't know if you remember a conversation we had where we was telling young people, we was talking to some young people saying that when we came up, before UMTV Raps, we had 92 Pro FM. So people our age didn't get to just rap. You had to listen to Michael Jackson, Madonna, Prince. You had to go through all that to get to some
original Kiss 106 was the same thing.
So we didn't, when we was young, we didn't have just, put on some hip hop. It was like hip hop fell in line to all this other stuff. Then I have two parents that were born in the 40s. As they raised me, guess what they had me listen to? 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s music. So that's why I know so much old crap, but that influenced me. So as I start like doing my...
You better clean that up. You said old crap. Like people gonna be listening and it's like, what are you talking about old crap?
You might come across an Ella Fitzgerald fan.
I don't want to say, I shouldn't say crap because it's beautiful. I'm actually bigging it up right now. So for everybody listening, I'm actually shouting this music out. And that's why I incorporate it in stuff I do now. You know, even how I produce, how I rap, it's like all that old stuff. So that's why I say to keep it honest, I have to add that because it's a part of my history. All we are is our history. If you take away, there was a movie that homegirl lost her memory and she didn't know who she was. Because if you take away everything that made you, you're a blank slate. I'm not a blank slate. Guess what? I'm Candy Staten. I'm Jackie Wilson. I'm Otis Redding. You know, and on top of Madonna, on top of like Eric B and Rakim, on top. So why should I just rap if I do all that? And plus, you know, Bob Marley, Born Jamericans. So that's why I go to so many different zones because I can.
That's what's up. That's what's up. What did y'all meet? Explain on that. How did y'all come across?
Well, what happened was there was a female named Tracy. She's somewhere on Facebook land.
Shout out Tracy.
What happened is Dante being Dante, I seen a light-skinned broad. I talked to her. I was like, "Hey, what's up?" She said something about there's a guy that does music, and I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you to him." So we go and meet Carl, Cutmaster C. So when I go in the room, I see Flizz and I see this other dude. So I'm just like, okay, like me, I'm one of them people, like, even if I'm street or non-street, I could tell what's going on in the room as soon as I get it. So when I get in there, I was just like, these ain't the type of dudes I'll rock with, but I can rock with them. Cause I was like, cause Flizz knew how he was when he was younger. So what happened is I used to freestyle, and he said to the guy, he said that this one was so crazy because on the first introduction he goes and says, if you can't write rhymes, you don't belong in this room. It was something to that nature. So me and him knew we could write because we had written. So the other two dudes, because I brought another dude with me and he had to do with him, they both was like they can't write. Okay. So for some reason, nobody even told him bye-bye. You remember this? I know, I think the dude you brought, Tone, yeah. I remember Tone, yeah.
I think Tone bowed out. If I'm not, I know it was years ago, but I remember Tone kind of like just not wanting to go no more.
No, but he never did a session. He never did nothing.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. He never. I don't know. I don't know Tone as well as you did, but he just gave me the feeling he didn't want to. And I had a friend named shout out to my boy Kenny, who I was trying to convince to be down with it, but he recognized like, nah, that's not my thing. You know what I mean?
So when that happened, so from there, we just clicked. It was like, yo, it's like destiny for us, because we just clicked. Because I remember the first time we recorded, he rocked over Heaven B.
Yep.
All Glocks Down.
Yeah.
I did Bonita Applebum. I still remember that verse, 'cause I did it at one of his shows. And then when this dude came,
oh yeah, what he rap, Funk Dubious or something like that? What
it's no wonder.
Yeah.
What he said, there's no wonder.
I can't remember. I was too many years ago.
You under a spell.
Yeah, a spell. That's right. Yeah.
We said it. Yo, look, listen. It's like, yo, it's crazy if you, because it was like this. Flizz came with that boo doo doo doo, and he's bouncing on that. I got freaking like a, and it's like, oh, then I come with damn, back away from the mic, cause something new's about to happen. We amped up, and then he comes slowing down. It's no wonder.
Yeah,
the rap would take you under a spell. We used to look at each other like, that's how the cookie crumble. Yep. We're no joke, like the boys in the Royal Rumble.
You remember all those lyrics from Homeboy.
Yo, this dude. But nah, real talk. He put us in a position that I don't know if we'd be where we are if we didn't meet him. Because the first studio time we ever went to was because of him. And rehearsing and everything was because of him. Like, he used to have us rehearse non-stop. Go over his house and rehearse with the equipment and everything. Yep. So, and another thing he gave us was our first show. Our first show was a big show, was the Oktoberfest in Pawtucket. It was massive people. And what was so crazy how he seasoned us. Me and him, like I said, we clicked from day one. We just and it's crazy. There was a karaoke on another stage. We was on the main stage, but there was a karaoke on the other stage, and we told the dude to put on Killing Me Softly. And Flizz went out there, and it was like, I remember this like yesterday. He went out there, and you could see there was thousands of people just looking at us. And like, he rocked that beat. With his feet. And I'm behind him going one time. Yo, that's, and it was like, that's when people started acknowledging us who we were. It's like, these young boys, they know what they do. What was he, like 16, 17?
Like 17, 18, I believe. Yeah, something like 17. Yeah, I believe I was 18. You were probably 17.
So we did that. We were born apart.
True. So we both 18.
So now, we'll get into something deep, because I wasn't stabbed yet. That's how I always know, because I got stabbed at 18. That's how I could put everything together. But
not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you, bro.
I know.
I'm laughing with the stab. You know how that goes.
So then we did the Oktoberfest. We forgot to put that he added a girl to the track. He was trying to smash this chick, so he brought her onto the group. We both looking at her like, she don't belong with us. She can't even sing.
Well, shout out to her for trying. She for the A for effort, right? No.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but shout to her, because we actually ended up, me and that girl as adults later ended up not co-workers, but we worked in the same field.
Okay.
Like, you know, I saw later she was like counseling kids and stuff. Well, a guidance counselor in school counsel kids. You know what I mean?
All right.
Now so he could go on from there, because like that's how we met. He did that.
Yeah, else? I mean that sums it up. Yeah, Cutmaster Carl. I haven't seen him in 20-something years. I don't know if he's even still alive. He introduced us. We just kept rocking from there. When we broke the contract, because we realized we've gone as far as we can go with Homeboy, and I think.
You want to tell a story of how we broke the contract, or you want to leave that alone?
I'm good, but due to circumstances, I think he realized he's going as far as he can go with us too. And he probably was trying to rob us, but didn't realize the contract got him in a bind with us instead of us. Like, basically, he was trapped in here with us. We wasn't trapped in here with him. He thought it was the opposite. So, and then we just kept rocking. You know, we met Lenny and Aris.
Yeah.
That called Lenny's Productions. and that kept us moving. And the rest is kind of history. We went through some ups and downs of, you know, him doing gospel rap and us separating in college, and you know.
Yeah,
Hold on, we gotta put that in perspective.
All right, come on.
So this is, I always tell the story. Like what happened was, me and him. I'm telling you, that's why we met at 16, because we was always together until we got to college. Because what happened is he went to college during the night and worked during the day. I went to college during the day and worked that night. So when did we have time to get together? So it was like, I'm tired. Like here I remember the first time we went in the studio with Linnaeus, but not the first time, but when we was recording for Revolutionary Minds. I was like, yo, I'm just getting off of work. I'm about to go to sleep, and he calls me like, yo, you know we got a studio session tomorrow. I'm like, what? I was like, why am I finding out about this now? He's like, yeah, we gotta go. So I had to write a verse, and back then I didn't know how to read off the paper. I used to memorize my rhymes, because that's how much rehearsing we did. I could memorize my rhymes fast, but I had to. That's why if you go listen to that song First Contact, I sound like I'm all over the place. I was just like, I just wanted to get it out. I didn't even care. I was scared of the booth one. Then I'm like, yo, I'm like, I don't care. I hate that song.
I gotta hear it.
I like it, but I hate it because the fact of people don't know what was going on around that time. It was just like I said, we both was going to school, we both was working, we was both finding our identity within ourselves and everything. And it's like we wasn't around each other as much. So it's like, and then I got hit, and that's when I transferred to gospel and stuff. But I didn't actually rap. I just went directly to the Lord. That's when he was rapping and stuff. He got to talk about his album.
That's at that point is when I started taking off, like because of things like Revolutionary Minds. I'm like, oh, I can do this. You know what I mean? Like being on that compilation album, a New England compilation album, and you know, I heard other people playing me.
Yeah,
that's big for your psyche as an artist.
Absolutely.
When you realize people can press play on your music, listen to it, learn it, and I mean, oh, I might be able to do this. You know, this isn't just something I'm doing in my shower anymore. So you know, I think that gave me that confidence. Like, oh, let me try this. I started and my path was after the Revolutionary Minds. The breakout group was Roulette, which is Sean Jackson and Swanati. They was the flagship group at that time because they were putting out the dopest shit. I mean, period. I'm like, they was killing like their song.
Open it up for the banging shows.
And, it was like, these dudes are nice, something else. I was good. You know what I mean? But those dudes was something different than good.
I see.
So, you know, a level I had to try to get to. So I kind of was, in a sense, with Linnaeus, but I would back like Roulette as far as, because they was with C&J at the time. And I'd always back them up. But, you know, long story shorter, it got to a point where I'm like, all right, I'm not progressing anymore myself. I'm doing everything for everyone else, you know? It's like, all right. So I finally started being like, yeah, let's do my own show. Let's get to, and the person who gave like the first show when I got with Who Them, I skipped a lot, but was Sean Jackson. I always like to tell, I told him that story is funny because there's a lot of other stuff I don't need to say in the story, but someone who kind of like, I was like, damn, doing background stuff for, he's like, here's your first show when I got with Who Them and took off. Right. But right before that, all my Lenny stuff, Lenny and Iris held me down. They was like, all right, look, the flagship group that was on Revolutionary Minds is not on Linnaeus. So we gotta go somewhere. So
they was all Linnaeus because we all started with Linnaeus first. That's why it was all Linnaeus. But you know they had their, Linnaeus had because there's a lot of things we skipping. Me and Flizz did a lot of shows before Linnaeus. We did Rhode Island College. We did the Black Rep. We did so we was known, like people knew who we was. Our names was Unknown Soldiers.
Okay.
So people knew who we were. Like people was like, yo, where them dudes at? Whatever.
And infantry later.
Infantry, nah, we never really did anything infantry like the people.
We did one rep show because I remember Scott was there with us and they didn't want to let him in free, and he lied. He said he was with us in the group. I remember he go, yo, we the infantry. And I was like, it's infantry. But he said infantry. I remember that.
Oh, okay. What show was that?
It was when the Black Rep was on that third floor, old building joint.
In Washington?
On Washington Street, yeah. So Scott was like, yo, we the infantry.
What song did we do?
I don't remember the songs.
But so we did a lot of shows, so it's not like he didn't have a name.
Yeah.
Like when I went my separate way, he still had a name. Like people do Reverse Wolf. That's a dope name. You get the name?
Flow.
Yeah.
Reverse Wolf. Yeah.
Most people didn't get that. But that was his name, the Reverse Wolf. And I would just say, yo, that's dope. Like you can tell what this man's mind was back then. Even at 16, because I'm having a name like that, I was like, yo.
Amazing.
It's just because I had a basement room at my mother's house when I was living there through high school. I got to live in the basement. And so when you live in the basement, you get to do whatever you want with it. So I spray painted shit. I spray painted Flow on the wall. And looking at it in the mirror, I was like, holy shit, it spells wolf backwards. You know?
It just hit.
That's like, the Reverse Wolf. And that's how that kind of came about.
See, people need to hear that. That's
clever.
I never even asked. Like, I just thought it was dope.
I saw Flow in the mirror in Red Wolf. And there's a part of me that's partially dyslexic or something, because I do read words bi-directionally. It's weird. That's why a lot of my old rhymes did have all this bi-directional flow. Like you remember, I said until I learned to be what taco spells the other way, an old cat, but until then it's hold that. You know what I mean? It's things like that where I reverse every word to be something else. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that's getting timestamped. But yeah, I like that. No, I like that. I like that. But yeah, man. So I was, you already answered questions I was gonna ask you, because I was gonna ask when did it hit for you, when they, Hold on,
let me get back to that story with talking about Sean Jackson gave him a show because
my fault. Yeah, I did
what's the name show?
That's my fault.
Oh, that was when I first got with Meal Ticks. So
hold on, because we skipped. Okay, Roulette was part of. We was all part of. Because remember, they was Armageddon. Then they changed their name to Roulette. We was all a part. I used to hang. We all hung together.
I didn't know the Armageddon part. I came around when it was just like we was unknown and they was Roulette, and we had a bunch of other groups on there. I want to shout them out. I don't want to mess their name.
Busted Flow.
Busted Flow was on there. Shout out to Tim Bless.
And
what's the other guy? Lennon Ace was obviously on there. But anyway, everybody knows who was on there.
So
shout out to you.
Because like so this is. I used to when I met him, we was a group, but I was hanging with Sean Jackson and Swan Nadi. I could actually say their original name: Mantis, Sagzilla, the Track Killer,
Swift and Stroke.
Yeah, that. See, now what happened is I was getting my skills up with them, because we used to always like hang out, do kid stuff. Like this is when I was 17. So we doing like these dudes was ahead of their time. These dudes, like, I watched these dudes take a recorder, record their rhymes, record it to another tape. They was using the headphones as a mic. Yes. Then they went back and recorded over with the ad-libs. This was some amazing stuff. They had their own studio before there was a studio. I used to watch this and I was in a maze. I see these dudes growing. So we all came together with Lil Ace, but Lil Ace had a certain sound, like you can hear it on my album right now. You can hear it on Flizz's album. They had a certain sound that Roulette, they wanted a different sound. That's why when you hear that song on Ponchos, because that's when they actually hooked up with C&J. Because remember, Lil Ace put out their first single, that You and Yours and Break Bread. So, those songs online too. Those songs are fire.
I'll check them out.
But, so they went their way. C&J, he was now the artist on Lil Ace.
Yeah, that's when I became the Lil Ace flagship artist at the time. It was kind of just me and me. You know, to be honest, but they pushed. I dropped the album. I dropped a promo album. Somehow, Len got this link to all these people across the country to where you can drop something and they'll all send critique back. Now, mind you, this isn't today's fast information of internet. Yeah. You know what I mean? But email was popping, so they email you. And, I was younger then, so I went, even at that point, I was going experimental. So I did this kind of basic little EP that's 4 songs. It was called I Never Fell. The cover is me in a t-shirt writing, looking like I'm writing, so I'm posing. But I had this one song called Do That Ish on it.
That song was crazy.
I can look back and I can see, but people hated that shit. When the fear, they was like, this song, somebody said this song is god awful. Because I experimented, but the rest was just rap songs, so those were cool. Right. Then I followed it up with an album called 5 Mics, the Obese Project. You know what I mean? And 5 mics to a lot of people is that classic. You know,
that choice, yo. It's on my iPod. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna charge my iPod, hook it up to your car. We're gonna ride. Yo, that's an album.
I personally feel that album is so dated. Me personally, I do not judge myself by that album because I can hear the where I got so much like better work on it. But I do understand like when people like you at a certain time, this is what they're gonna. I want to hear this. You know, I do know that. You know, but I'm like I listen to the 5 Mic Project. Oh, I was a young boy. You know, it's young shit.
Gotcha.
You know?
Nah, but see, one of the things that he's him now.
Yeah.
Going back and listening to it. See, at the time when he brought it out, it's like, yo, that album. Put it like, I wasn't with him when he recorded it. I would come back because I was in Philly at the time, Philly and Jersey. So I would come back and I had copies of the songs before it actually came out. So when I would listen to it, like. They made it sound like a New York album because like how Ace came on in the beginning. This is Ace production. Yo, it was just Anthony coming. It's hot. It's hot. If it's not, it's not. If it's
funny
hot,
you said that because that was remember Ace is from the Bronx.
Yeah, and
he did not. The thing is, Rhode Island has at that time had a sound and an aura about our music. He was like, no, that when you said that he wanted to sound more New York on that. So even the way the album was EQ'd. Was trebly. At the time, New York mixtapes was that trebly, like sharp sound in back of mixtapes. Aris wanted that. You know, he didn't want like the nice professional sound and like he said everything about I want to sound New York, you know, so
it sound even Scott's from Mount Vernon, that's our brother. He should have been here. I should have told him to come, but he's
probably working.
But he's from Mount Vernon. He's a New Yorker. That's his album.
Right.
He loved that album is fire, but so
like he's irrational over that. Like you can, like the thing is, to him that's my best project, and he thinks everything that's not that is whack. You know, I can't drop anything dope to him no more. Yeah, it's trash. He goes, you sounded mad more, you way more hungry back then. You know, because I probably was trying as a youngin', I was trying to sound more savage.
Yeah, I got
you know, so
he was hungry. Yeah,
I was hungry with better music later, but I can see what he's hearing. He's hearing that youthful savagery where. As you get older, you don't have that savage. You know what? Like, I don't want to be savage. I want to be artistic.
Crazy. I still got that savage. Well, I'm barking on the
I don't got. I can go there if I want to, but I have to be in a zone.
Okay.
I have to be in a zone. Like matter of fact, every one of my projects, you can tell what's going on in my life if you listen to them and hear the vibe of the songs. Like, oh, he was feeling like this. He was feeling like this.
Absolutely.
You know. So, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So, like you mentioned earlier, you said you hear people playing your music that's like that got you going. It's like, yo, all right, cool, I'm doing it. I'm here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you had that moment. It just hit you. Like you know, you got out of bed different. You go walking out the house different. It just hits you and everything. And you guys did multiple shows together. Is there like a certain show that topped it all? Like I know you appreciate every stage you stepped on, but is there that one show? I'm like, yo, I did that. Like, you know,
mean in history?
Yeah,
my whole history?
Yeah, your whole career, your whole music career, correct.
Damn, pick one?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'd have to say when in 06 when we won an award. I think it was 06. I might be confusing the year.
I was around there.
It was like we won an award in New York. We was going back and forth on stages, and this was like all the industry reps and producers and everything was there. And the fact
Over
that
Serious Jones, say some names.
Like me, I don't remember all of them.
I do.
But it was so fly, like to know that I could step in the arena with those cats and those producers and those, and just like me and my team could come and shine and beat everybody there as Rhode Islanders. You know, Rhode Island is a little corner of the country.
Right.
But you go there and you kill it and demand respect. You know, that's when I was like, oh, it is on. Like now, because you know, when people come from out of state to Rhode Island, people always want to be like, oh, I'm from blah, blah, blah. And as if like you being from Rhode Island, you can't be nice or something. So to go there, and not even that once, but repeatedly to keep going to other people's hometown and taking the crown, it felt good to do that, like just for your hometown. Like, oh, let's put this on the map. Like, so I would say that first time we won that award, and we had a song called Get Down, produced by Merc. It was a rock song. It was more of a rock rap song. Heavy guitars, tan, 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 tan. But also those moments taught me stand out. You know, obviously we went there, did our rap. We had a song called Who Them, basically, and then we always finish up. We'd start with the song Who Them and always end with Get Down. That's the mode that taught me stand out. Everybody's gonna be somewhere rapping. So what it makes you different on stage? Everybody's like, oh well, my style is like, but you're rapping. You know, no, it's honest. It's like, and if it's like a solid, let's say like 5-6 acts of quality rap, you're like, oh, that show was dope. But if it's a venue that's competition with 40 rappers, after a while, you're just rapping. You know, what makes me stand out in your head? You know, if I'm the same dude talking, yo, I'm nice on the mic or blah blah blah, or I'm like, I might be telling the same street war stories, or like, you know, like, all right, I heard that all night. But then we was coming through, tan, 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 and we was practicing, we were choreographed, not like on some New Edition time, but it was like, there was certain
isn't love. Well,
we just had like certain like movements we practiced. Like, all right, when I'm here, you say this, and it just worked. It clicked. So those moments taught me. Even now as a solo artist, without the group, I always have songs in the chamber that's like, this one is gonna stand out. You know?
Right.
So,
and speaking of songs in the chambers, both of you guys did something that most of us haven't witnessed, which is a first verses in the state of Rhode Island, and it was part of the Super Friends.
Actually, we were maybe the first stage verses. We weren't the first verses.
My bad.
I have the first verses. I know that I have to acknowledge King Easy. King Easy did that with another. Bruce? It was him against somebody. This was like before, so I want to give him. It wasn't live though. I think we were the first live on stage verses. All right. And then because I remember at that time, King Easy was like, dope verses would be Who Them versus Dirty Dirty. I remember when this is after a pandemic just starting, and I was like, oh, because he looked at those as the two quintessential groups of Rhode Island. Like at that time, he was like, Who Them and Dirty Dirty was the groups. So I remember him saying that. So I give a shout out to him for doing the first verses. Then it was us live.
That was dope.
I won.
Yeah,
I won.
He got story. He knows. You can see in his voice. You know he talks, right? You can see he knows.
Listen to what one of the judges said.
What's up?
One of the judges said.
There was no judges.
Yes, it was. There was 3 judges. What are you talking about? They said, yo, this is what they said. They said, oh, you started off and then you leaned off. You would start it off. I'm like, the songs got hotter later. What are you talking about?
Which means they lied to him. See, they didn't want to feel bad. Like,
yeah, whatever.
No, man. I was mad.
No, the funny thing, because
they said it was a tie.
I said it was a tie. I was
like, yeah. Know what? The funny thing is, I was playing chess, right? I was mad sick that day though, but I saw him play chess because one thing I know about this man right here, I said he's gonna go on stage and he's gonna chat. You know what I'm saying? And I said, I'm just gonna go walk right in, right off his shit when he's like, Bass, I was doing right. Yep. And I said the first thing I thought I'm gonna knock him off these drum joints. Yep. And I was like, all right. So I was playing off of, I was like, and I was looking at him, I said, all right, let me. And then I said, I'm just gonna go artistic because I know Dante's more of like the Lene sound of rap. I said, then I'm gonna have to just, I didn't go too hard. I was like, I said, my boy, I ain't gonna kill him like that. You know what I mean? But you know, that's how I was like, though.
Listen.
I'm like, bro, you my boy though.
We can do a part 2 if you want. What are you talking about?
It'll be great. It'll be great.
You know what?
I would love that. I actually, and no, shout out to Freddie Black out in Newport, because I did a verse after that.
Yeah, he did a
I did one against him, but we went 40 for 40. It was on an online internet thing. It was crazy. Like after that, again, shout out to King Easy, because he found a way to link it to the Spotify, to the site, and my Spotify numbers are bow, shot way up after that. So we had to pick 40 songs, and like, so he needed artists that had 40 joints. And my catalog is crazy. So I was like, all right, you want 40?
You bet.
Peeling them off like, you need more? I can go 60. I can go 80. What you got?
Yeah, man.
But now we like, and that made me hearing that verses, I respect Freddie Black, like Freddie Killian on Facebook so much, because it forced me to hear his stuff. I never heard all of it. I heard some of it. I'm like, yo, this dude is like, to describe him, that dude is hip hop.
I mean, I came to you after this, after the Super Friend. I'm like, this dude is pretty dope.
Yo, he's
got some different stuff. He got some different stuff. Yeah, he's pretty dope. Yeah.
So And he's true rooted hip hop, like lyrics, like boom bap beats. And that's why we did a song together after that.
Interesting.
If you look up on Spotify, it's Mama's Babies. Look that up, but an artist named Flizz and Freddie Black.
Interesting. And then speaking of super friends, you know I couldn't forget Mr. Brown. Now, how did y'all link with Charles? I mean, how far back y'all go?
I only know Charles when he started promoting.
Okay.
I didn't you know what I mean? I met him through promotions. That's it.
That's a great question.
Shout out
what
Charles.
happened with Charles? I'm gonna tell you how we met. All right. Marjorie, the singer.
Shout out Marjorie. I see her in years.
Okay. The staple of Rhode Island was Who Them, Stars and Mirth, Chachi.
Yep.
Who else? I have to
Fed Hill.
I have to bring this up because it's gonna make sense with the story. So Marjorie came out with an album. And she wanted a song from everybody that was a staple of Rhode Island. So us, Who Them, and I was on it. Like, she always had respect for me. So I got my song, Just My Thoughts, on it. It was produced by A-Rab. Shout out A-Rab Music. So Charles heard the song. And he was just like, yo, I want to work with that dude. That dude's from New York. It was a boom bap type of song. And I was actually talking about what was going on at the time because the South was starting to take over and everybody was disrespecting the South, like the Franchise Boys, the Snap Your Fingers movement.
Yeah,
and I said, Joe, why you disrespecting them when we sitting up here talking about guns and selling drugs? So when he heard that song, he was just say, yo, why don't nobody work with you? And I said, there's two reasons. Either they think I'm whack or they don't like the competition. So then he brought me along with him. And that's when we became ALE, Audio Liquor, me, him, Jay Profane. Shout out Jay Profane. I know you're going to hear this. So from there, when we became Audio Liquor, remember, Who Them was a staple. Chachi was a staple. We was coming up. And so, cause we was, all the shows, we was doing like almost the same shows and everything. And stuff. Cause I remember when you asked the question about what was one of the best shows, two of the shows that I always will remember is the show we did with Fat Joe. That show let me know I could hang with anybody. When I did that and got off the stage, and when there was WP girls in the crowd with their fathers saying, buy Dante a drink, Dad. And then they would buy me a drink, but then when I went back to go get my own drinks, the bartenders was like, nah, drinks is on us. You did a phenomenal job. That's what I knew. I could do this. I'm ready for it.
No doubt.
Then the other one was the one we did with DJ Lady K. Do you remember that show at Columbus Theater?
No.
Okay,
I don't remember that for some reason.
What happened is, see, when you know, a lot of people would put you on shows and they got in as a, they was actually a participant in this, it was a showcase. They put me on as a feature. So I couldn't win because they put me on as a feature. If you paid to get it or something like that, it was something crazy. I don't know their situation because they was like, again, they was the staple of Rhode Island. So who knows what was going on. But I know everybody else had to pay to get in there. But they got me on for free. So I couldn't participate because there was A&Rs from Def Jam and somebody else. So, because they told me you would have won because she was singing my song off the stage. Then his song, I'm Him. She was like, and I would never forget that because she was singing that I'm Him. She was like, oh, that Dante, ooh, he's a problem. So that was Charles, Audio Liquor. We was going to New York. We was doing all kinds of things. So that's how we met. And then it's like, it was just clicking because he was a promoter. He was getting us shows, Octane, where else? Tommy Lounge.
Yeah, a bunch of places. Yeah, he was Charles the Hustler.
So that's how all that came about. Because again, he's my man. Like, if it wasn't for, like, this is why he's in this room. If it wasn't for him,
right,
I'd be dead probably. Not dead like in life. I'm talking about dead because
this won't be happening. I don't think the other.
My biggest moment ever in music was Merc made a beat, rock to it. The story got to be told. The staple of Rhode Island, everybody that was a staple was on this song. Who vouched for me? Who was like, yo, he said, I remember him when he called me, he said, yo, you want to get on a Who Them? This was my first time ever doing a Who Them song. I was like, word. I'm like, about time. Like, you know, he said, you got to do this beat. I was like, I don't like that beat. Oh, he's always a straight shooter. He's like, you don't like it, you ain't on it. The end.
Yeah.
So I remember right into it, and a story that he told me about what Merc said, because I it's not like I diss people on it. I actually said the verse. If you go on YouTube, on Facebook, I said the verse and Remy TV.
I saw that.
She recorded it. I knew you was gonna catch it.
Yeah, I saw that.
So when I was saying it, it was like I wanted to big them up because it was like he gave me that slot. And then I said 8 different MCs laid their verse, even though I was last, the last should be first. Because I was letting them know I'm coming. Mm-hmm. And Merc was like, he ain't like it, but his verse was fire. I remember recording that verse, but that moment right there was like, and we did a video for it with a known producer named Johnny Rose. Look him up. I didn't even know how known he was.
Yeah, I actually been talking to him lately. I'm trying to get those old videos that I can't get no more. So Johnny Rose, if you listen to this, man, listen. Still want those videos.
We'll find a way to get them to listen to it. So doing that song, we did a video. That was the first time I was in a video. Then we did Yeah What. That song, we bringing those songs back. Yeah What, Deja Vu. But we record so much together and everything.
Right.
That because even when we record, he be like, I think this song, because we did Extra Extra, he said, I think that song is the best song to this date. I'm like, I don't know, because I'm him, is like people. That song was recorded in 06, 05.
You brought it back to life and people are loving it. You know, last 2 events you guys had, people are loving it. Sorry, y'all. So it's just like, man, I'm like, just when I asked about certain songs you guys have, and then you say, oh, I recorded that years ago. So you see, that's like 08, 2006, 2010. And I was like, but it sounds new. It sounds like now, but y'all check that song out too. I'm him, especially I believe it's on Bandcamp.
It's on Bandcamp,
Spotify, YouTube, all that. So
I'll find a way to get it to you.
All right.
So to bring Charles in. So that's what was happening. Me and him linked up. Like he said, Charles is a hustler. J Profane. We was doing shows all over New York. They was going to Baltimore. We did song with the dude from Jungle Brothers. We was everywhere. Mass, whatever. So we was forming our own and everything. They was forming their own. So we was like, we did jerkies. And then it's like, me and Flizz, like, again, we're brothers. Like, we always had that relationship. So we started doing songs together because we did that rock joint, Let's Go, and was performing it. Then other people would call me and say, yo, I want you on this. But every time I got called for something, I always called him, because that's how we did the Rush song, Get Down remix. Whatever song we, Charles, I gotta give a shout out to Charles Xavier too, because he actually really got me back in it when we did the song, what's the name of that song we did? Feeling This.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what, see.
Forgot about that song.
What I is in my head. One of the things I love about Flizz, and I gave TJ his flowers, is every time I needed this brother, he never said no. He was always there. And that's why when I keep saying, like when it was told, somebody said they're gonna take him away from me, I said, go and try. You know what I mean? Go try. I'm not even worried. That's not even on my radar.
You know how funny that feels as a grown-ass man to hear somebody say that? What is going on here? I'm gonna take him away from you. I'm like, what? Like, somebody said that?
I'm just making a point, like, that's how, it's like, dude, like, people don't know, like, to let y'all know how close we all do. I used to stay over this man's house. Like, I carried his mother's casket, went to his both. I don't even like funerals. I went to both his parents' funeral and everything. Been in his sister's house. Like, again, we go. I'm like, yo, his father was about to beat me one day. He was like, yo, bad, blah. I'm like, yo, and it's like, I have those memories, and you can never take that away from me. And it's just, that's why I said it's not about music with me and him. That's why even when one of the things that Lenny said when I first came back from Philly and he was on this song, he was on the stage doing Get Gorilla. I didn't know his words or nothing, but I got on stage because he wanted me there. So I came to back up. I didn't even know the song, but I was just amping it up. And when I heard Lenny say, shout you out, Lenny Linnaeus, he goes, that was actually beautiful to see them two on stage together again. I never forgot that. See, these things motivate me and lets me know, like, what we did, regardless of how the outcome, what we did to get to this moment where we are right now was beautiful. Because we just getting started, even though we did so much.
Right.
Because now we got the podcast.
Yeah.
We have a platform where we actually interviewing him on it.
Yeah.
We got Clash the Podcast.
Yep. Clash, yep.
He got other things in the works that he's doing, like producing.
Yeah.
We gonna get into that the next hour. We gonna talk about him being a producer.
Yeah.
He course the price is going up. Y'all better get him now.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
The price is going. He producing. He directed.
Yeah.
He's engineering.
Yeah.
This man, it's like
acting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to talk about that movie?
Oh yeah, I'll talk about everything. I got my hand in everything.
All right.
So like before we close, is there anything you like to say?
Flizz-music.com. First of all, go to my YouTube pages. When you click on subscribe, please, to my YouTube page. You know, search the music everywhere, surf through it. There's about I have a few albums that are out pretty much on everything. If you go to my Bandcamp page, Bandcamp, what is it, Bandcamp? Flizz-music.bandcamp.com. That you can go there, support any if you like something, support it. It's only a few bucks. You can get the whole catalog for probably $60 with a 30% discount. So yeah, hopefully you like what you hear. Go to, like I said, go to YouTube, check out all the videos. I got probably what, like, let's say 20 videos down that page. I'm
on his site too.
That's right. But the way to start is flizzmusic.com. You can actually get merch from there that I gotta actually upgrade for the new albums. It got the pictures from the Legends album of last year, but I want to get some new stuff. So if you want merch, flizzmusic.com. You need music, flizzmusic.com. Hot videos, flizzmusic.com. You want to reach me for me to shoot a video for you, flizzmusic.com.
All right.
You know what I mean? Everything.
Working.
If you need production, flizzmusic.com. Also, I finally created a BeatStars page. So I'm on BeatStars too. Look up Wolfman Production when you go on beatstars.com.
Yeah. Well, man, being surrounded by greatness of these artists, I feel like an artist, you know what I'm saying? Might as well call me Big C. But yeah.
Big Cereal. Captain Crunch.
You know what I'm saying? But no, you know what I'm saying? You heard the man. We're gonna be back for another hour, man. You know, I'm chilling with my microphone. But you know what I'm saying? So
my brother's keeper.
Yes,
That's the name of this episode.
FLIZZ Music. FLIZZmusic.com.
Cut, Merc.
I'm tired of standing on the outside. I wish my outside could match my inside. Such a pretty motherfucker from within, guys. I opened up my heart and let my soul fly. They wouldn't recognize me, they went right by me. You might find a good friend if you're stuck beside me. Mask away the pain when you see me smiling. A masquerade dressing up anxiety. I've always been a nerd, that's all I know. Music and family is all I know. Trying to see God more, I'm on that road. I'm on that road. Live by the code, that's all I know. But never self-destruct, that's all I know. If you in the circle, yo, that's my bro. That's my bro. That's my bro. Ride emotion like a magic carpet. Pride telling me to stop it. It's toxic before any regrets that we can recollect. Rising out of the ashes, so what's next? All we ever want is that respect. When we get it, we want more. Quiet is kept. Finally awake, a lot of mistakes. Finding my way around, making up for them now. And gotta recognize that it's cool to strive. Now invest in I to get extra fly, climb extra miles, and figure I decide that I will ride the ride. Stated I'm the guy. I've always been a nerd, that's all I know. Music and family is all I know. Trying to see God more, I'm on that road. I'm on that road. Live by the code, that's all I know. But never self-destruct, that's all I know. If you in the circle, yo, that's my bro. That's my bro. That's my bro. I told him that, never holding back. And fate chose me, then I chose it back. Rottweiler mentality. Stick to move, stick to landing, stick to rules. Spin a 360 on them dead balls. My mind, my own business, keep my head low. Can't receive the message in a dead zone. The voice sound hollow, so hello. Only hear yourself echo when you're all alone, on the road. But to navigate the map, and that's all you know. That's all you know. That's all you know. I've always